Hello there and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech for yet more gaming news of myself, Amata. Today is the 23rd of June and I have some news for you concerning Final Fantasy XIII Lightning Returns, as producer Yoshinori Kitase has said that the game will contain some elements similar to Dark Souls in terms of its severity. And speaking with Famitsu, Kitase said that players will have to carefully manage cash and other resources. So while it will contain a higher degree of freedom than Final Fantasy XIII and 13-2, thinking economically will be very important, and that was added by director Motomu Toriyama. If I were to describe the gameplay, Kitase said, I would say there are some elements with the severity of Dark Souls, and they also confirmed that the 13-day in-game time limit is the maximum amount of time players can have, as the game starts with a 7-day limit, and players will have to complete all missions and quests to earn the full 13 days. And I was a little bit curious about this mechanic as I hadn't really heard about it, so in case you like me, it actually has a quite nice time management mechanic that kind of reminds me of Majora's Mask. As basically, the game will take place in real time and you'll have to manage your time as a result. Basically, you have a day-night cycle within the game, which obviously I did know about, but I didn't know about the fact that you have only 13 days to prevent the end of the world. Some actions will delay the apocalypse, while others may make it come along faster. And I very much like this idea, so I think that will be something rather interesting to this particular game. And they've even said that NPCs will follow schedules and different events occur depending on time of day, and they'll have 4 distinct states during the day: morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Although they haven't actually said specifically how long a day will be, it's expected to be somewhere between 1 or 2 hours. So I really like this time management mechanic, and that will actually fit in quite nicely with the economic side of things, where you have to manage your cash and resources. And I actually really like this idea. You know, Final Fantasy XIII and 13-2, while received a lot of hate, did have some good things, and it seems like they're really trying to freshen the final installment of the Final Fantasy XIII saga with some really nice ideas that I don't believe we've seen before in Final Fantasy. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't played every single Final Fantasy game. But if there has been this sort of mechanic before in the Final Fantasy, please do let me know. That'd be great. But even if there has, I still really like this idea. It sounds really interesting, and I do wonder if the game is actually going to be difficult though. I mean, I'm sure the resource and money management will add a new degree of planning and difficulty that we haven't really seen before in Final Fantasy, but I'm more thinking about the combat, because that's immediately what I think of when I think of Dark Souls, is the fact that the gameplay and the combat is very unforgiving. I don't know if that's going to be the case though. I think the parts it's going to borrow from Dark Souls are your resource and money management, and the fact that the day-night cycle is actually going to be working against you in terms of you have to very carefully use the time you have, and completing side quests and so on will give you more time and so forth, which encourages people to explore, which is always nice. So that's probably what it's going to have in common with Dark Souls, because I don't see it having the difficulty level of Dark Souls, given that Lightning is supposedly supposed to be godlike in the level of power that she has. So, what do you guys think of the supposed Dark Souls-like mechanics? Are they piquing your interest in the game? Because they're certainly piquing mine. I mean, I was probably going to play this game anyway, just because, well, I want to finish the saga off. I found the ending to 13-2 to be very disappointing and very unsatisfying, so I'm going to play it just for some closure more than anything. But it sounds like, you know, this has really actually got me going, ooh, this sounds pretty good. So hopefully it will actually turn out to be good, but I want to see what you guys think. Has this swayed you at all? Do you think this is a cool idea? And what do you think of the day-night cycle idea and how the gameplay is actually happening in real time as well? And as I said, do let me know if this has been done in Final Fantasy before, because I don't recall it, but that doesn't mean it hasn't been done. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.